Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. Hang on a second here. We'll get the screen share going on. All right, it looks like the NASDAQ, anyways, didn't make a whole lot of progress yesterday. Well, actually, it looks like the rest of the stock market was pretty subdued as well. Most of the day and evening and overnight session spent in a rather broad sideways trading range. This morning, we're opening up kind of in a condensed version of that trading range. I think yesterday's high got somewhere near 7,100, or just a little bit past, before the market once again reversed on itself. Okay, we'll put that away for now. We'll give them a minute here. It looks like there's a little bit of a bullish run here for those of you doing your first in sync eagle signal. It looks like that printed right here. So the eagle definitely was a little bit of a bullish flavor to it. Still very early. And it is a Friday. Friday sometimes being a little bit difficult to trade. Okay, it looks like this is well, it depends here where you actually placed your stop. I was going to say, it looks like this is 2 days in a row that first eagle signal not working out, which is kind of rare. But once again, it does depend where your stops are placed. Ideally, you're going to keep your stops at least one major swing back, ideally two. That's a bit of a, oh, I can pull it off in the eagle. I thought that was going to be a little bit of a stretch. Somewhere in here, you should see the buyers come back. That will allow you to adjust your stops. Or what I tend to do when I get a signal printing this close to a previous swing, I'll either wait for the second push opportunity, or I'll just enter above the last swing high. In this case, you can see I don't have to give up that much in order to hopefully get a more reliable entry. And that would have certainly kept you out of this trade, at least to start. We're now coming back with a red bar buy signal, which is also in sync, a more bullish looking trade. But like I said, it's all still very early. We'll see if we can't get some sort of direction going here. Okay, a little bullishness coming back. Really kind of flip-flopping here still. Okay, we got a rather sideways market. Lots of yellow bars here on the Hawk, the Falcon, filter and trend line breaking up quite a bit. Although it is getting a little bit more bullish technically, you could call this a late filter entry right here, the signal that just printed. It's also a trend change signal technically, but usually when you have a trend change signal, you have to have a trend that you're changing. So the preceding trend, very, very short. I'm not sure I would call this a trend just yet. And I think we'll just kind of wait it out a little bit longer. The eagle still very sideways. You know, you can't totally ignore the context of the chart, everything that's to the left here. I suppose we could, if you were inclined, I'll show this to you. I'm not going to do it, but you could do an OCO order. You could look to buy above this range. You could look to short below the low of the morning, and you could just do yourself a little bracket trade like that. That's a very doable type trade. Just look to take the breakout. I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer, but that should work. That should work. Once we get a break, if we see a break above the high, a retest of the highs of the morning, definitely doable, as the market would try to retest the extreme. A break below the lows, well, that should see all these buyers that bought, well, they bought down here, they bought here, they bought here, and they're trying to buy here, should see all those buyers scramble as well. So there's a couple of options for you, but like I said, I think I'll just wait a little while longer. All right, so it looks like this late filter entry here on the Falcon actually did work out. We saw a little bit of a push up. So right now, the buyer's looking a little bit stronger. And we're challenging the highs of the morning. They're now the proper cloud crossover signal, as these clouds were twisted up like a rope here and then untwisted into a bullish band. Here was a little bit of a pullback, not much of a pullback, just a single bar. What time is it? Oh, a quarter to the hour. My least favorite time of the day to trade. Get some pretty crazy things happening. Yeah, you're right, Mark. Mark says that first eagle signal did work out. Had to endure a little pain, take a little heat, but it eventually did get up to the profit objective. And that's why, it's so important not to strangle your trade. It's so tempting to throw your stops right there. And very often the market will give you immediate momentum. That's the thing with the DTS signals, is very often you will see immediate momentum. But sometimes, you need to leave your stop a little bit further away. Even placing your stop below that last swing, usually not enough. At the very least, you should go back 2 swings and significant swings. Don't micromanage this. Don't say, okay, well, there's 1 swing, there's 2 swings, I'll place my stop right here. No, that would be, sorry, if we were looking at this signal right here. If we were looking at this signal right here, you would say, well, there's 1 swing, there's 2 swings. I'll just take this trade like this. Eric says go 2 swings back. I'll put my stop right there. No, that's kind of micromanaging your swings, and it won't be enough. Here's another example. You could say, okay, well, there's swing 1, there's swing 2. I'll just place my stop right below there. So there's swing 1, there's swing 2. Technically, these are swings, but they're hardly significant swings. So what happens? The market brings you in and stops you out. Versus if you actually go for the obvious, right? Always go for the obvious. Us traders, we're not always the smartest bunch, and I'm including myself in this statement. So go for the obvious. So there's swing 1, there's swing 2. All right, that's a swing that will keep me in this trade until the market finally gets up to my profit objective. And you can see along the way I had opportunities to roll my stops. But I think you get my point. I won't belabor it. All right, back to the hard edge, back inside this trading range now. All right, back to the hard edge. We're going to expect some sort of reaction here, but I suppose you could. Well, the hawk is already bearish, as is the falcon. We're getting a proper trend change signal here now on the falcon. We're going to get a similar signal here on the raptor. Can I cover that? Ooh, again. Actually, even that might be a little tight. Let's give that a little bit extra room. Just given some of this volatility that's here this morning, the reluctance maybe of the market to follow through, we'll give it a couple extra ticks before the entry. I just hate it when the market breaks the low by 2 or 3 ticks, reverses, and starts to head the other way. Because we should anticipate maybe another test of the extreme here. And here now on the raptor, we're going to produce a cloud crossover. So we're making the early cloud crossover signal. The cloud's not fully crossed just yet. But it looks like they're trying. Okay, now the falcon actually changing on the trend line here. The trend line starting to turn a little bit green, so I'm going to cancel that order for now. Are they setting up for another short? Is this turning out to be a great big test of the extreme? Or is it going to come back now and give us a hard edge bounce signal? We've got the warning dot. I'm wondering whether I should try to get on board that buy. Here the hawk already bullish. All right. So we've got a first micro macro cross, and I think what I'll do is I will try to run this one out a little bit. And all I'm going to look to do is enter on a break of this last swing because, well, the first micro macro cross, the sideways nature of the market, I don't want to be too quick on the entry. No, not yet. Oh, there they go. They're going to make another push. I think here on the Raptor, we're going to get either a number one or a number three signal. The Falcon now producing the trend change signal. And the Eagle also giving us a red bar buy. So things sort of in sync. All right, now we're back into a red bar buy situation. So I think I'm going to cancel that trade there for a moment. The market's too sideways. I don't want to get too aggressive here on an order. In fact, you know what, maybe I will do an OCO order. So I'll look to buy above, not a sell. That's not what I want. I'll look to buy above. Make sure you select the right orders when you do this. And maybe we'll get a little bit more aggressive and short below. And we'll enable the stops. Remember, with your OCO orders, these orders are live the moment you put them on your chart. Oh, all right, let's buy back into that. Not quite sure what happened there. Oh, I think I was here. Sometimes when you're in risk percent mode, that might mess things up a little bit for you. When you're using your OCO, sometimes it's easier to go into the manual mode. All right, let's see if that bullish break is actually going to stick. And like I said, this is a much more aggressive type trade here this morning. Yeah, it's a tough day here this morning. Mark says it's heading higher, but on a slow grind. That's kind of the way it is. A little bit of a very broad sideways trading range, trading channel. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to actually pull that 2 stops back or 2 swings back. So there's swing 1, there's swing 2. Oh, that's not good. Broke down through this swing here, and that's going to bring the market back down to these lows and try to tag me out on those lows. And there they go. Well, that was why you avoid a sideways market. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, these sideways moves, they're just grinding, just churning. The market moves a little bit higher and reverses, moves a little bit lower. There's no real defined trend. All right, well, dug myself a little bit of a hole there, but we'll see what we can do about it. They're not keen on heading higher, so perhaps I'll try a sell. So an early, or pardon me, a trend change forming here on the Falcon now. We've got already the first micro macro cross here in the Hawk. And this is, again, it's a difficult trade given the size of the swings. And the overall lack of commitment by the market. But if they don't want to go up, there's usually a pretty good chance that they're going to want to go down. All right, I'm going to cancel that order. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get a possible late filter entry here on the Falcon. We're going to get a trend change signal here on the Raptor. So I'm going to wait on that one, the cloud crossover. Sorry, I called it a trend change, but it's essentially the same thing. You can actually anticipate it. Can I anticipate it all the way down there? All right, so no signal has formed yet, obviously. We've got a couple warning dots. I'm eyeballing this a little bit. Russell says we have a 4-arrow consolidation on the Hawk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, sir, we do. And it's got that nice bear flag flavor to it. So that is a doable trade, a doable short. And it looks like there's enough room here on the retest of the low that you should at the very least be able to find your high probability profit target. Probably do a little bit better than that as well. Wow, we're just all over the map here today. The lack of follow through is quite impressive, actually. I'm taking a look at the Russell chart. The Russell chart, just as much of a mess as the NASDAQ chart. Look at that. You know, when I open up a chart like this and actually we're only about 40 minutes into the day, seems a lot longer. But when I open up a chart like this, I usually close it up and I go make myself a piece of toast or have some breakfast and then come back and look at it again. The sideways market is very, very difficult to trade. Very difficult to trade. So much so that you very often will be better off just leaving it alone. And like I said, quite literally, go do something else. Until we get a clearer indication of what this market wants to do, it's a crapshoot. You may as well go flip a coin. All right, an early cloud crossover signal forming now, and if they give me a chance, I'm going to try to tighten my entry. All right, I gotta hurry. All right, did they slip me again? Oh, it doesn't matter. You know what? I'm gonna run this one out. Yes, sir. I know. I say I will take profit on target, but they owe me a couple of dollars after stopping me out earlier. So we'll see if they won't give me a little bit extra on this one. Somewhere through here, we should see something resembling a trend. Okay, come on, give me that swing. Wow. All right, here come the buyers again. Not quite what I was looking for. Not so soon, anyway. All right, I'm going to hold my stops. I could bring my stops in a little, maybe to this last swing here if you wanted to reduce your risk. But you know what? I think this market needs some room today. And I could be dead wrong about this. But I'm hoping, now that we're back into the hard edge, that we're going to see a little bit of a reaction here. And that will encourage the sellers to come back into the market. Otherwise, they're going to try to recover the uptrend. Come on, give me that swing. Come on, give me the swing already. Nope. Doggone it. They're going to tap me out again. I'm going to have to, initially I wanted my stop above the high of the morning, but it's not going to matter. Oops. Let's leave that up. They have no direction here this morning. The sellers should show up here as we get closer toward the highs, but honestly, I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this trade. Come on. See, we're going to try to make a cloud crossover to the upside now. So we had an early cloud crossover here, and granted, had I taken it on or near the hash mark, it would have at least gotten to my high probability profit objective. Now we're flipping and we're producing the signal the other way. Whenever you get a market, and it may be a little bit more obvious here on the Russell, where you see we get this candy striping going on, where we're producing all these signals and the market is just not providing any follow through. That again is a clear indication that the market is stuck. It's sideways. Go do something else. And if it wasn't for the trading room, that is what I would be doing right now. So if you guys want to duck out early, I won't blame you. Oh, there they go. Oh, there they go. They're going to tap me out on the high. Uh, just waiting on the inevitable here. Oh, Scott's giving it the chant, the down, down, down chant, all together now. Wow, look at that. There, some resistance here at the highs kicked in. It just kind of goes back to this sideways market. Sell the highs, buy the lows. Well, this will be something if we actually get a test of the extreme and a number two signal. I doubt it, but I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Well, that is a small test of the extreme, but Okay, this is now a test of the extreme. Where I'm halfway surprised it's not printing a number 2 signal. It must just fall outside the programming parameters. Oh, there it is. There's the number 2. So again, not a real big surprise given the sideways nature of the market here. If this is our trading range, we're gonna, let's leave that back there. We're gonna see selling occur up there. We're gonna see buying occur down here-ish. The middle is no man's land. No woman's land too, by the way. But Scott, I think your chant is working. Keep it going. You know what, folks? We're going to stay with the room just a little bit longer here. Then I think we're going to button things up a little early today. Honestly, we're not going to miss out on anything. I've got a little bit of work to do to try to get my earlier stink bomb trade back. And it's going to take quite a bit to get this market out of this sideways trading range. And I'm kind of hoping beyond hope, perhaps, that we'll get back down to the 70-50 zone. You can see I've got primary support here at 70.42. That would be a home run. I think that's about as low as I would dare to hope. And even though it's well within the market's range, the way the market is trading today, I don't think we're going to get it. So unless anyone has any questions, we're probably going to button things up here in a little while. We'll stay with this trade just a little bit longer. But like I said, it doesn't look like we're going to miss out on anything. Might as well get out there and enjoy the day. Yeah, okay. Quite a few people are signing off, so we're going to call it a week. I will see you again on Monday. We'll talk to you then. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.